Turn your 360 video into an overcapture video with cinematic shots with this free 360 video editing app. Hi, my name is Mick and you're watching 360 Rumors, the resource that 360 shooters trust for in-depth camera reviews and innovative techniques. Oh hey, how are you doing? You know, I love overcapture style videos. I've been doing them on a desktop using Insta360 Studio or Adobe Premiere with the GoPro VR plugin. But my friend Oliver said that you can now do them on your smartphone with an app called Collect. So Collect is a 360 video editing app. It lets you combine 360 videos into a montage. Then you can add music or effects like filters. And now you can also do overcapture style videos. So what's an overcapture style video? Well, you know about 360 videos, right? You know how like you can look around, you can drag the mouse, all that. But sometimes you want to show a 360 video as a non-360 video. And why would you want to do that? There are several reasons. First of all, it's easier to tell a story in a non-360 video format because you can show the viewer what you want them to see. Another good reason is that it lets you integrate 360 video footage with non-360 videos from your smartphone or your DSLR. So I have this video that explains other reasons for shooting in overcapture format. So now let's learn how to create an overcapture video using a 360 video and the Collect app. Now we're going to launch Collect. I'm going to tap on Collect, tap on this plus to add the videos, and just remember that we have to use equirectangular 360 videos. So if your video looks like two circular fisheyes, or if it's in ISV format from Insta360, you have to stitch it first. So to do that, you need to process it through your camera's app, and each camera has its own app. So after they've been stitched, then we can add them to Collect just by importing them from this screen. So from here, I'm going to import these 4 videos that I took from my recent trip to Hawaii. So I'm going to go tap, 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 or another is if they were all in the same day, you could tap on that date and that will select all of them. And then I'm going to tap on import. And from here, you can see this is the 360 video editing option. And today we're going to focus on overcapture. So we're going to tap instead on this icon here that looks like a tiny planet. So we're going to tap on that, and you see the framing change from circular to like square, and that shows you that you're in overcapture mode. Now in overcapture mode, you could change the aspect ratio from square to portrait to landscape in 16:9 format. Let's switch to the square mode. So I'm going to tap on that. Now at the bottom, you'll see the video clips. Sliding this left or right will kind of scrub through the timeline. Right now, I have it in like chronologically, so or reverse chronological order, and I want to change that. Because when you create a video, sometimes you want to tell a story, and it's something I learned from watching videos from Casey Neistat, and he explains it this way: like to tell a story, you need to have 3 parts. You need to have the setup, and then the conflict and the resolution. So there's like a kind of like a building tension, and then there's a release. So that's what we're gonna do with this. I'm gonna start with me getting onto the van. So I'm gonna drag this and bring it to the beginning. Then next it's me on the bridge. Drag that, put it there, and the zip line video, and then I'll end with me talking to my family. So now let's learn how to keyframe and the animations. So you see each video clip has this kind of like a square around it, a colored square, and that represents the timeline for that video clip. So you know, I want to move to the beginning, so I moved it moved it to the beginning. Now I'm going to create a keyframe to show the angle that I first want to see. So let's see, in this case, instead of showing me, I want to show the van that we're getting into. And by the way, you could rotate this. So if you want like a Dutch angle, you could do that. So from here, I'm going to go here. I'm going to zoom it to the perspective that I want to show. Then to create the keyframe, I can either tap on this anchor at the top left corner, or I can just hold the screen. So the screen flashes briefly to show that there's a keyframe now. So we're going to press play until the part where we want to start the next transition. So I'm going to press play. And right about there, I'm going to press pause. And then I'm going to create another keyframe. So that means that the camera is going to hold that position from the initial position until here. It's going to stay the same. So next I'm going to play until the part where I want to show the next view. So I'm going to press play and pause, and then I'm going to switch to the view that I want. So over here, and then I'm going to create a keyframe by holding the screen, and then we're going to press play again. So that's how it looks like. So now you can navigate between the keyframes by tapping on these arrows. So that goes to the previous keyframe, the previous keyframe, and the previous keyframe. So now let's play this back to see what it looks like. Press play, and then it reaches the next keyframe, and then starts moving to show this view. Now there's a part of me holding the camera, and let's say I didn't want that, so I'm going to press pause. I'm going to tap on this, and then I'm going to either tap on this settings. Like, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like a settings icon, or you could tap on this video icon again. So this is going to bring up the trimming screen. So in the trimming screen, there's this circular outline, and that represents the timeline for this video clip. So we're going to press play, and we're going to note where the circle ends, the line ends at the point where we want to stop. So it's somewhere around here. So we're going to trim this edge, so up to around here, let's say. So now when we press play, the video should end up to that point. And there. So I think it's pretty good. So let's press the check mark. So this is how the video looks now. It goes there, and it stops right before I touch the camera. So now in this scene, we're crossing the bridge, and the initial part, you know, it takes a little long, it's a little slow, so I'm going to trim that as well. So I'm going to tap on this to start trimming it up to, let's see how far we should trim it. So the action begins somewhere here where it starts to get interesting. So I'm going to trim everything from there up to this point. So with editing, you want to be kind of ruthless with your footage to keep it interesting. The other thing is that this part is a little bit slow. So one option is to change the speed. So on the bottom left, you'll see there's this icon to change the speed from normal to fast forward to slow. So one option is, if you want to, you could make this like kind of fast forward, but I think on second thought I'll just leave it the way it is. I'm gonna keep it normal. Let's go back to the keyframing screen. So now this is from a 1 minute 30-second clip, we're down to 30 seconds. I want to go back to the beginning of this clip. So here's how to do it easily. You press pause by tapping on the screen, go to, let's say, the previous clip, and then press this clip again. So that brings you to the beginning of this clip. So now we're gonna create a keyframe for the beginning of the clip showing the first view. So let's say here, and I want it to be a little bit wider than that so that to show the context. So let's see, a bit wider like that, and then I'm going to create a keyframe, and I'm going to press play and press pause to create another keyframe, and then press play again. And I wanted the camera to turn to the waterfall, so let's turn the view, and this time I'm gonna zoom in a bit and to show the waterfalls, and then create the keyframe there. So let's just go back to see how the keyframe looks like, pressing the arrows. So that looks fine to me. And press pause, and I think it's long enough, so we'll trim the end of that clip. So I'm going to tap on this to bring up the trimming screen. I'm going to drag this end to the point where we want it to end. So, alright, so I think that's okay, like a 10-second clip. So again, let's press play just to review it again. And the camera focuses on the falls. Now in this next scene, I'm about to jump off on the zip line. Hang on, press pause. So this is how the video looks. So there's this guide. He's helping me wear the equipment or check the equipment. Then there's a little pause before I jump because I was scared. You know, you're jumping off into a 200-foot like drop, and even though you have a harness, it's still a little scary. So anyway, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna split this into two parts. I want to show the part where the guide is helping me with the harness, and then I'm going to start with the jump. So to create a cut, we're actually gonna duplicate this clip. So we're gonna let's pause that first. So I'm going to duplicate it by tapping on this duplicate icon on the top. So duplicate. So now we have two copies of this video. So this first one, I want it to be about just wearing the harness or double checking the harness. So let's trim that all the way until there. So let's say let's see what it looks like. I think that's good. So let's trim it some more. And then I want to change the view. Rotate it and make it change the view there, and then I'm gonna tap the screen or hold the screen to create a keyframe. So let's try it out. So he's helping me with the harness. Now, so with this one, I'm going to trim that beginning so that it goes straight into the action. I'm going to trim that until here. So from here, let's say I want to jump the beginning of this. Again, I'm going to go to the previous one and then tap on this one. So now I'm at the beginning of this clip. So you can see that I'm moving around in the video. I'm swinging around, and let's say I want to track myself. So what I'm going to do is going to pause that. Hang on, sorry, I'm going to tap the screen to pause it, and let's scrub through and create a keyframe there, and then pause it at the point where it starts moving. Move just before it moves. It's a little tricky not to hold your finger on the video, because if you do that, it brings up the editing screen, which is not what we're trying to do right now. So I'm going to create another keyframe there, and I'm going to pause that, switch to view to follow me, and hold the screen again, create a keyframe, press play, pause it again, turn the screen, rotate it even, hold the screen to create another keyframe, press play again, pause, press play. So let's see how it looks. I went back to the previous keyframe, so I'm going to press play. And this should track me as I move around. Yes, so it's doing exactly that. So basically we just add keyframes for the other videos, the other segments, just like what we did there, and we just keep doing that for the whole video. Now I'm done adding all the keyframes. One more thing I can do is to add music. So on the top row you can see that there's a music icon. Tap on that. You can add your choice of royalty-free music. So you can be sure that whatever music you add, you're not going to get a copyright strike if you upload it on YouTube. So let's say I like this one. So to select that, tap on this radio button and then tap on the check mark. So after adding the music, you can begin exporting the video. So on the top row you'll see there's this export icon. Just tap on that. Then it's going to begin processing the video and rendering it. Now here's what the edited video looks like. So one thing I like about Collect is that the image quality is very good in terms of like preserving the image quality from your camera. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in 360.